The Israel-Gaza war continues to grab the headlines across the world since the Hamas militants crossed into Israel in the morning of 7th of October. There is a catastrophic war now going on while hundreds of Palestinians are reported dead after a bombing of a hospital in Gaza. In the meantime, U.S. President Joe Biden is arriving in Israel amid the warfare, even as President Biden's planned summit with Arab leaders has been cancelled. Amid the turmoil, there is some relief for Nepali families directly affected by the war as 7 more Nepali nationals arrived in Nepal this morning. Good morning, I'm Abheudaya Shrestha, and these are the headlines of the hour. The 7 more Nepali nationals repatriated from Israel arrived in Mahendranagar this morning. 11 others arriving at the Trivandrum International Airport in a short while. Whereabouts of missing Bipin Joshi still unknown. Koshi Province's Chief Minister Kedar Karki going for a floor test today. CPN-UML warns of walking out if all the parties in the alliance join the government. A bombing at a Gaza hospital kills at least 500 Palestinians. Hamas and Israel engage in blame game. International community condemns strikes. And Nepal taking on UAE in the opening match of the three-nation T20 Triangular Series. The match to kick off at 1 p.m. at Mulpani ground. 7 Nepali nationals out of the 18 who had reached New Delhi yesterday arrived in Mahendranagar this morning. The Nepalese embassy in New Delhi arranged for their transport from New Delhi to Mahendranagar. Those arriving in Mahendranagar are Kailali Tikapur's Nanda Singh Poon, Nuwakot Likhu's Rajkumar Manandar, Kathmandu's Lakshmi Dulal, Morang Urlabari's Nishal Singh, Palpa's Dilkumari Adhikari, Lalitpur's Mamata Thapa, and Shangja's Ashmita Gurung. Entrepreneur Birbahadur Bohra, who has a transport business in New Delhi, brought these Nepalese nationals to Mahendranagar this morning. According to Bohra, 11 other Nepali nationals will arrive in the capital's Trivandrum International Airport in a short while. The Nepal government had initiated efforts to rescue Nepali nationals from Israel after Hamas militants attacked the country. Last Friday, the government had repatriated 254 Nepali nationals from Israel through a special chartered flight. The special flight of SpiceJet that took off from Tel Aviv yesterday, carrying Indian nationals along with the 18 Nepalese landed at the Indira Gandhi International Airport in New Delhi at 11 p.m. last night. The rescued Nepali nationals were received at the airport by a team of the Nepalese embassy led by Ambassador to India, Shankar Prasad Sharma. Around 5,000 Nepali nationals are in Israel for caregiver jobs and studies. Among those, 503 had applied to be returned home as the government had called for applications of those interested. So far, 272 of them have been repatriated. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has informed that efforts are ongoing with the Israeli government to bring home the 10 dead bodies of the Nepali nationals who were killed in the attack by Hamas militants. Meanwhile, the whereabouts of missing Nepali national Bipin Joshi is still unknown and search is still on. Kanchanpur's Bipin went missing after the Hamas attack in Kibbutz Alumim in southern Israel. The Nepalese embassy in Israel has informed that Israeli authorities have handed over the bodies of 5 out of the 10 Nepali students who lost their lives in the attack. Preparations are being made to bring the received bodies to Nepal within the next 3 days. 10 Nepali students had been killed in the attack by Palestinian Hamas militants in Israel. 49 students in their 8th semester of agricultural sciences from Far Western University had reached Israel around mid-September last month under the Learn and Earn program. Bipin Joshi of Mahendranagar, Kanchanpur, who was among the 49 students who had gone to Israel, has been missing since the morning of 7th of October. Meanwhile, his family has been appealing to all concerned entities to locate his whereabouts. Bipin was among the 49 students who had gone to Israel last month. However, he had gone missing since the attack by Hamas militants on 7th of October. Bipin's family has been devastated by this news. Bipin's 84-year-old grandmother, Kalpana Joshi, has urged the authorities to make efforts to search for her missing grandson. Bipin's father, Mahananda Joshi, reached Dhangadi early morning after he got information regarding Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal's visit to Dhangadi last Monday. The government, meanwhile, says that the search for Bipin is underway and that various international organizations and diplomatic entities have been reaching out. The newly appointed Chief Minister of Koshi Province, Kedar Karki, is going for a floor test today at the Provincial Assembly session. Kedar Karki, a dissident assembly member of Nepali Congress, was appointed the Chief Minister of Koshi Province last Saturday as a last resort using the Constitution's Article 168, Subclause 5. Karki had bagged the post of Chief Minister, riding on the support of 8 dissident Nepali Congress lawmakers from the Shekhar Koirala faction and 39 CPN-UML lawmakers. Apart from Rashtriya Prajanata Party and Deputy Speaker, who belongs to CPN-UML, all the other parties in the 93-member assembly are going to lend their support to Chief Minister Karki. After taking his oath of office in secrecy, Chief Minister Karki has already formed a cabinet with 1 member each from CPN-UML and Nepali Congress. The political development in Koshi Province has given way to massive grievances in the ruling alliance at the centre and Nepali Congress. CPN-UML has meanwhile threatened to walk out of the government if all the parties in the alliance join the cabinet. Goddess Kushmanda, one of the 9 representations of Goddess Durga, is being worshipped today on the 4th day of Navaratra of the biggest Hindu festival of Vijaya Dashami. Navaratra started on Sunday after observing Ghatastapana at homes on the first day of Dasai. As per Hindu Vedic tradition, 9 different forms of Goddess Durga are worshipped, one on each day during Navaratra, from Ghatastapana till Navami, the 9th day of Dasai. Devotees have been thronging various Durga temples throughout the country during Navaratra. Durga temples in the Kathmandu Valley have been well decorated this year. The temples of Naksal Bhagwati, Maiti Devi, Kalikastan, Bhadrakali, among others, have been well lit with oil-fed lamps and colorful lights. Janakpur has been gripped by Dasai fervor. With the onset of Dasai festival, the flow of domestic and foreign tourists in Janakpur Dham has increased. Dasai celebrations in Janakpur is peaking. Temples in Janakpur Dham have been well decorated. Youth clubs have spent thousands of rupees to make the temples attractive. They have decorated the temples with colorful lights, set up tents, cleaned the temple premises, among others. Devotees have been thronging temples in Janakpur. Idols of Durga, Kali, Saraswati, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Remanta, among other gods, are worshipped, with organizing special prayers and taken from Janakpur Dham into various villages during Dasai. Youths in Dhanusa district have been busy in raising the Dasai fervor by organizing plays, folk dances, and cultural programs. According to the data provided by Nepal Rashtra Bank, economic indicators like remittance and foreign exchange have improved. However, consumers have continued to reel under inflation. The government has maintained the rate of inflation at 7%. However, it has increased up to 8.19% in the Nepali month of Bhadra, while inflation had increased by 5.2% in the first month of the ongoing fiscal year. Based on the report regarding the current financial and economic condition, the prices of spices have increased by 45.46%, sugar by 17.68%, and prices of vegetables have increased by 13.83%. Price of oil has decreased with a decline in its export to India. Meanwhile, increase in salary and wages have remained negligible. Salaries and wages that had increased by 11.68% last year has been limited to 5.25% within the same period. The Nepal Rashtra Bank has stated that salaries alone has increased by a meager 1%. It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question. Why has the national economy failed to gain momentum despite improvements in external indicators? Your options are A, problems in policy, B, lack of capacity to spend, and C, lack of domestic production. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And it's time now for the international update. Around 500 Palestinians were killed in a blast at a Gaza City hospital yesterday that Israeli and Palestinian officials blamed on each other and that ignited protests in the West Bank and around the Middle East. Health authorities in the Hamas-ruled Gaza Strip said an Israeli airstrike caused the blast, while Israel's military attributed it to a failed rocket launch by the Palestinian Islamic Jihad militant group. A Gaza civil defense chief said 300 people were killed in the blast, and a health ministry official said 500 were killed. Before yesterday's blast, health authorities in Gaza said at least 3,000 people had died in Israel's 11-day bombardment that began after a Hamas October 7 rampage on southern Israeli communities, in which 1,300 people were killed and around 200 were taken into Gaza as hostages. Gaza, a 45-kilometer-long enclave home to 2.3 million people, has been ruled since 2006 by Hamas, an Islamist group that is a U.S.-designated foreign terrorist organization. The blast took place on the eve of a visit by U.S. President Joe Biden to Israel to show support for the country in its war with Hamas and to hear how Israel plans to minimize civilian casualties. One of the aims of the United States is to keep the conflict from spreading. Meanwhile, Jordan's foreign minister Ayman Safadi canceled a summit his country was to host in Amman with U.S. President Biden and Egyptian and Palestinian leaders. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked people in several provinces what should be done to eradicate poverty. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
नेपालमै भएका उद्योग कल कारखानाहरूलाई सहज रूपले चाहिँ काम गर्ने वातावरण बनाउने
निम्न आय भएका व्यक्तिहरूको पहिचान गर्नु पर्यो त्यसपछि उनीहरूलाई सिपमूलक तालिमहरू दिने
नेताले आफ्नो कार्यकर्ता पोस्ने छोड्नु पर्यो कल कारखाना स्थापना गर्नु पर्यो
काम ठुलो सानो हुँदैन र हामीले जहिले पनि कामलाई कर्म मानेर गर्यो भने चाहिँ गरिबी हट्न सक्छ
गरिबी कम गर्नको लागि सबभन्दा पहिला त्यो शिक्षामा सुधार गर्नु पर्यो
गरिबीहरूलाई रोजगार दिलाउनु
कृषि क्षेत्रलाई उजागर गरेर बढी भन्दा बढी रोजगारको अवसर सिर्जना गर्नुपर्छ
सरकारले जुन शिक्षा स्वास्थ्य र रोजगार दिए मात्रै गरिबी कम हुन्छ
कृषि क्षेत्रमा उत्पादन क्षेत्रमा लगानी गर्नुपर्छ
माथिल्लो तहमा भ्रष्ट नेताहरू भ्रष्ट ब्युरोक्रेसीहरू त्यस कारणले चाहिँ नेपालमा गरिबी भएको छ
रोजगारको सिर्जना गर्नु पर्यो नेताहरूले
सबैले आफ्नो तर्फले इमानदार साथ काम गरियो भने गरिबी अन्त्य हुन्छ
आफ्नो करेसाबारी आफै हुर्काउन सक्यौं आफै उमार्न सक्यौं र आफै खान सक्यौं भने हामीले चाहिँ अरूमाथि भर पर्न पर्दैन
प्लानिङहरू आउँछन् देशमा तर कार्यान्वयन हुँदैन त्यो गरिबसम्म पुग्दैनन् त्यो कार्यहरू
जब दिएर चाहिँ सायद त्यसरी चाहिँ गरिबी हट्न सक्छ
राज्यले पहल गर्नुपर्ने कुरा हो
गरिबहरू जे छ त्यसलाई कुनै न कुनै काममा सिपमूलक तालिमहरू दिएर
सरकारले बन्द भएका कर कारखानाहरू फेरि पूर्ण रूपमा सञ्चालनमा ल्याउनु पर्छ
सरकारले शिक्षा र स्वास्थ्य निशुल्क गर्नुपर्छ
मजौला खालको उद्योग साना कृषि क्षेत्रमा लगानी गर्नुपर्छ
बढी भन्दा बढी मात्रामा वैदेशिक लगानी भित्राउनु पर्छ
It's time now for the sports news.
Sports news.
Hosts Nepal are up against the UAE in the inaugural match of the T20 Triangular Series today. The T20 Triangular involving Nepal, the UAE and Hong Kong starts from today at the Mulpani ground in Kathmandu. The match between Nepal and the UAE is scheduled to start at 1 p.m. Speaking at the pre-match conference yesterday, captain of the men's national cricket team, Rohit Paudel, said that the team had good practice in Nagpur, India, and wants to start off the series with a win against the UAE today. Team Nepal had gone to India for practice right after returning from the Asian Games. The team arrived in Kathmandu from India just 2 days earlier. The T20 Triangular Series is being played in preparation for the upcoming ICC T20 World Cup qualifiers. Speaking at yesterday's pre-match conference, UAE skipper Mohammad Wasim said his team had been playing good cricket in recent time and aims to win the Triangular Series. Team Nepal is playing its first match after the change in the leadership of Cricket Association of Nepal. All the matches of the T20 Triangular Series will be played at the Mulpani ground, except for the final. The matches will be played on round-robin basis. The final will be played at the Tribhuvan University Cricket Ground in Kantipur on 27th of October. Nepal have progressed into the second round of the FIFA World Cup 2026 qualifier, defeating Laos 2-1 on aggregate. Having settled for a 1-1 draw in the first leg at home, Nepal won yesterday's decisive second leg match 1-0 to move into the second round of the qualifier. Manish Dangi scored the decisive goal for Nepal. Dangi found the net in the 53rd minute with Anjan Bishta's assist. However, Bishta himself could not make a record of highest goals scored as he tied Hari Khadga and Nirajan Raimaji's goal record of 13. Laos had a good chance to equalize in the injury time. However, Nepal captain Kiran Chemjong saved Laos's attempt. Amit Shrestha debuted for the national team in injury time. Nepal will now play against the UAE, Bahrain and Yemen in the second round, which will be held in November next month. Yemen had entered into the second round, defeating Sri Lanka. Top two teams from the second round will also qualify for the Asian Cup and progress to the third round of the World Cup qualifiers. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.